Hey friends, welcome to the Stress Sleep Connection series, uh, where we dive into how stress affects sleep, and each week we uh, feature a subtopic that is related to all of that, and with natural solutions, of course. So, when you're feeling wired but tired, how do we deal with that naturally? So I'm so glad you're here. I'm Rebecca Russell, essential oil expert, author, and speaker. And this is a topic I never get tired of because it's what actually got me into essential oils, which then led to upgrading my health. So I'm all about that. And this week we are going to focus on hormones and how the stress sleep issue relates to hormones and how it's all interconnected. So whether your brain won't shut off at bedtime, or you're up through the night, or you wake up tired, that's the worst feeling ever. Um, we want to give you solutions for all that. So let's dig in. And then, of course, the solutions are lifestyle tips and essential oil supplements or the oils themselves. So let's talk about hormones and how they can hijack your sleep and how stress, of course, at first affects the hormones, right? So when your body perceives stress, whether it's physical, emotional, or even just, blood sugar dip or a packed calendar, it triggers your fight or flight response. And when that happens, cortisol takes over. And it is the stress hormone, the main one. And it's actually when we let it do its job, it's perfect. It naturally should lower at night to make it easier to fall asleep, and then rise in the morning to make it easier to get up. But different things can impact that cortisol level. So what does that? Well, high cortisol at night equals a racing mind and trouble falling asleep. That was my issue. Not worry, but creativity. And then again, low cortisol in the morning can make it really hard to wake up. I remember back when I was struggling with uh, I was on the sleep aids, and I tried Ambien for a while. And yes, I fell asleep right away, but I woke up tired. I slept 8 hours, but my first thought when I woke up was, do I have time for a nap today? That's a horrible way to live. So it, anyway, that's another whole class. So sometimes the cortisol levels will uh, prompt you to get up in the middle of the night, like between 2 and 4 seems to be one of the key times. And your mind's racing, or you've got the night sweats. And this is typically from blood sugar drops or the cortisol spiking. This can lead to also mood swings during the day and anxious feelings. And, you just can't unwind even though you're physically exhausted. And it's also a sign that your adrenals are burned out, which honestly, for the majority of women in 40 and over, they suffer from adrenal fatigue. It's just a given because we do, and we don't take care of ourselves because we put everyone else first. So that is another class as well. So, but how does cortisol then, because hormones is what we were going to talk about tonight as well, how does cortisol disrupt your hormones? Well, your chronic stress, your body, it prioritizes survival. So that means it starts stealing the raw materials like pregnenolone, which would normally be used to make progesterone and estrogen. And instead, because of this fight or flight, it turns them into more cortisol, which we don't need. And then this is like creates low progesterone, and we want progesterone because it's very calming, and when it drops, then women feel more anxious and restless, and obviously hard time winding down, and it's harder to fall asleep and harder to stay asleep. And then it creates low estrogen, and especially in perimenopause, and that affects melatonin production. So that's your natural sleep hormone, melatonin. And when estrogen drops, cortisol rises, which again we don't want, and that means more stress, hot flashes, restless sleep, night sweats, mood swings, which then disrupt your sleep the next night. So this hormone imbalance just becomes this hamster wheel that we're just on continuously, and it doesn't stop until we do something to make it stop, some sort of interruption. So that's where we're going to get to the solutions. But what else, what causes hormones to get out of whack? Well, chronic stress, we've mentioned. Poor nutrition. Your gut health determines everything. Your hormones are created in your gut, so if it's stressed, it's not creating enough of them. And not enough protein or healthy fats or key vitamins and minerals, that upsets the balance and stresses your gut, which then keeps the hormones from being created like they should be. So blood sugar swings can also throw your hormones out of whack. Relying on sugar and caffeine and processed foods, those are not friends of your hormones either. And of course, your natural changes through life, the perimenopause, the menopause, those are worsened by stress. And over-exercising and under-eating. A lot of times, especially when you're younger, like you're used to being able to out-exercise a bad diet. And the older you get, the harder that is. It's almost impossible because of the metabolic changes that happen. So that's something you want to nip. If you're doing it and you're younger, you want to just try to figure out, if you follow these natural solutions, you can get ahead of that right now. And then lack of rest and recovery time. Again, go, go, go. So what are the solutions? We know what the issues are. What are the solutions? And we want to focus on natural, because adding more chemicals just contributes to the problem. So I always want to start with gut health because it is the foundation. So we have the Foundational Wellness Bundle, and that includes the VMG Plus, which is your whole food vitamin minerals in this little packet of powder, and your fruits and vegetables for the day in this, along with a cell repair component, which is going to help with inflammation. All of this will help with inflammation. So this is like one piece of the foundational wellness. And then we have the omega-3s, and these are going to help with inflammation and your heart and brain health. So this is crucial. Just about everyone needs this. A lot of people think they're nurturing their bodies with supplements, but if they're not quality supplements, it's not helping you. And our omega-3s are exceptional. So another piece of the Foundational Wellness Bundle is the PB Restore, which is a pre, pro, and postbiotic. That means it is nurturing every biome in your body. Your not just your gut, which is important, but your skin biome, your oral biome, and all the others that are head to toe. So you do these three things that take less than 3 minutes in the morning, you've got an amazing start to your day and an amazing start to metabolic health. And metabolic health is what determines how well you age. The sooner you start this, the better. And I will say that when I do health scans, which if you live near me, let's do that, it's evident that the majority of the people are vitamin mineral deficient. So let's just get that started right now, because that is the foundation. So another way to a solution, a natural solution, are the oils. So adaptive and the balance blend, the grounding blend, these are oils that are very calming to the mind and body. So those you can just put on your pulse points, like anywhere you'd put perfume. And I put balance on the bottoms of my feet because it's great for cell health. And then it's grounding. So it is, I'm not a stress person, but I'm a little intense. So plus I know what it does for the cells. So I'm going to put that on every single day. Cell health is the key. So another tool are the Serenity oil and the Serenity soft gels. These both work in connection with calming the mind and body, and just getting you ready for sleep. There's the Serenity stick as well. So the three together are fantastic. And then another one that is so amazing for hormone support is Claricalm. And this is going to help with symptoms such as anything to do with your cycle, the night sweats, the anxiety. Just put around, behind your neck, your wrist, and then smell. You can put it on the bottoms of your feet. But this is an amazing blend. I wished I had known about these oils when I was going through all that. So you've been told, and you should absolutely take advantage of these. So another one is a supplement called phytoestrogen. And it is really good for this time of life, especially because we have become an estrogen dominant society. And there's man-made estrogens that disrupt our hormones, and it makes us estrogen dominant, and that's not good. So the phytoestrogen supplement literally protects the cell from these man-made estrogens. It does not let them in. So that is super important. That is a supplement that is phenomenal, and one you might want to put in your toolbox. So we can't just talk about oils and supplements, though, because we still need to do the hard work. And it's not really hard, it's more of a discipline of a nighttime routine. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to give your body those cues that say it's time to wind down, it's time to get up. So at night, an hour, 30 minutes before bed, develop some sort of routine, nighttime routine, where you are giving your mind and body clues that say it's time to key down. So that could be turning the lights all low. It could be, for sure, getting the phone turned off, computer, and hopefully journaling, meditating, something like that. Light stretches. You don't want to exercise heavy right before bed. And then in the morning, it's really recommended that you get outside and do grounding type things, barefoot in the yard, gaze up at the sun to cue that it's morning, it's time to wake up. This is hard for me because I'm not a morning person, so telling me to do something extra in the morning is extremely challenging for me, but I'm going to get there. But it is another way to sort of get if you're used to staying up real late and you're trying, which is my thing I'm working on, and you're trying to get into a more, healthier routine, then getting that morning light is super important to trigger that the cortisol, that it's time to wake up. So I'm not tired when I wake up, but this is something that will then help me at night know it's time to wind down. So the other thing is, if you are stressed and you are keeping that all inside, you're smothering it all day, you're white knuckling it, and then you work right up until you go to bed and you say 2 minutes of affirmations and you go to bed and you're wondering why you can't sleep. The oils cannot do everything. You have to do some work in that. Get those nighttime morning rituals going. And if you need more ideas, watch some of the previous videos because I outline what I do, and it's been very helpful. So I would love to know what your takeaway is from this video, and then if you would like help creating a sleep routine that's, you know, lifestyle changes and the oils, put sleep in the comments. If you are going through some changes and the hormones are what is giving you more stress, just put hormones in the comments and I'll reach out to you and we'll come up with a plan. You don't have to figure it all out yourself. That is what I'm here for. I've been living a holistic lifestyle for over 30 years and it has served me well. I don't know everything, I'm not saying I do, but whatever I don't know, I will definitely research and get back to you. I have over 600 people in my customer group, along with team members who've been doing this longer than me, that can give me guidance as well when I don't have the answer. So we can help you in any area of your wellness, but this is what we're focusing on in this series, the sleep and stress and how it's all interwoven. So stay tuned, and next week will be another subtopic. If you have a suggestion for me, put that in the comments because I'm always looking for ways to serve you. So till next time, choose you, choose natural, choose now.